Hello everybody and welcome to January month for patreon.com/goldclashtommy. Yes, that's the name of the website which you have to go to get our exclusive tour text guides or the ultimate tournament guides. In this video I will go through the packages that we do have and our thought process with the packages and what it includes, and also showing you some examples of the three divisions that we do have for the tournament, and also giving you some additional information when it comes to tour play. So we're going to dig into this directly. Again, patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We are more than 2,300 people. We have grown every single month during 2021, which we are very proud of, and hopefully we can continue with that during next year. But what we are doing is that we are always focusing on giving our players the best possible way to improve their game. It doesn't matter if it's a question about the tour play shootout in tour number 4, or it is a specific question about a par 3 in master division tournaments. We are here to help you to improve your game, not just give you a guide. We want you to improve your game together with us and improve the understanding of how everything works, because this game is special. This is a technical game that we do play, and even if you have a guide, you need to understand how to work with the guide. You need to understand the different type of aspects of the game to be able to get to the level you want. We are not just catering to people that are playing, tournament play for gold. We are catering to people that with all needs, meaning that if you have a goal of reaching to the weekend round, then we are the correct place. If you are having the focus on getting yourself a gold banner, then we are the right place as well. And you will notice that if you give it a chance. So make sure to go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Try out one of our packages for a month and see for yourself. The different packages that we do have here is that we do have all from the website access pass, which is the first package we have, which is $2.50. And you can see it's in Swedish here because it's always transforms into your own currency. So the website access pass gives you access on a website, get you some general tour guides for tour play. And then we do have the general tournament text guide, which is the package above that, which you can get that the general tournament guides before the tournament starts. Those are the two packages a lot of players are starting with to kind of get the feel, and also get the feel about Patreon as a system. But the majority of our people joining into either the exclusive tour text guides or the ultimate tournament guide. When it comes to exclusive tour text guides, that's $15 per month. And there you can then choose between tour number 7 to tour number 12, and then you will get the detailed shootout guides that you will see examples of later here in the video. You can also use the timestamps. I forgot to say that. Use the timestamps in the description down below if you want to jump directly to a specific part of this video. The ultimate tournament guides are our best seller. We do have a lot of players that focusing on the tournament play, and that is all from pro division to expert and master division, obviously. And here you can choose to go single division package if you just play expert, but if you just play expert, then you use that package. If you play pro and expert, or you play expert and pro, or master or expert, then we do a package for that as well. Then we do have, to have all the tournament guides as well together. And then we also have something that is called Diamond Package. Now there is a lot, obviously, and that's why you should go here and read or email us if there is any questions. But the Diamond Package includes both shootout guides and all for tour play, and also all the guides for tournament play as well. Then there is the biggest package that I want to display. This is the Clan Deluxe package. This is a package that is sold out every single month. It's a very discounted price for those of you that do want to take your clan to the next level. And we have seen massive improvements from the clans that has joined us, which is making me obviously very happy. And that goes the same for the other package as well. We have, as I said in the beginning, growing our platform here every single month, and that's in my opinion, shows that we're doing something good. So make sure to get yourself one of the packages here on patreon.com/golf-tommy. If you have any type of questions, you can always email us at support@golf-tommy.com. Yes, we do have a specific support line to help out to answer any type of questions regarding our services that we do offer. And also you can, once signed up, you can always send us a direct message on Patreon in the game, but then you will have to become a member to be able to do so. So there you have it. There's a lot of stuff included when it comes to our packages, and I will talk more about what's included together when we are taking a look at the different guides. We're going to start off with Pro Division here to show you one par 3 and one par 4. In Pro Division, everything that is included is that we have obviously the Ultimate Tournament guides. As you will see here on the screen, we update for every time they are changing the wind, which is from qualifying to opening round and from opening round to the weekend round. Our deadline for the Pro Guides are on Monday at 10 p.m. Central European Time. And then we do have on Thursday for the front 9 opening round, which is also 10 p.m. Central European Time. Then 9 a.m. Central European Time, Friday morning, we do have the deadline for the back 9 of Pro. And the reason the back 9 comes later than the front 9 is because it's 18 wins and not just 9. And you will see here, when it comes to Pro Division, we do have the text lines as well, explaining basically the core information of the shot. We do have a ball box on the top left, which also displays the wind angle of the shot. And then we do have an overview picture, and then we do have a shot structure. For par 3s, the shot structure, in my opinion, are extremely valuable, where we display to you what should you start with doing. It saves you time and it helps you and not having to rush. And if you don't have to rush, then you can be more focused and you can hit more perfect. So you see here, we add spin first, and then we find the landing position. And then to just move a little bit more right on the screen, you see the landing position, which is after spin. And we do a rough bump here. We're displaying the landing position so you can get an idea of how to attack here. Here we do have also the spin boxes. You can see that you do have a big spin box that display the ball and both the backspin and the side spin in this case. And then you can see a zoom in picture of the backspin. You may be wondering, why do we have that zoom in picture? It's because a 3.1 backspin for me could be different for you in how you judge the different judge that amount. So every time it's not a full spin bar, we are adding a zoom in picture to display that easier for our followers. Then we do have a VPR table on the top right. You can see the VPR table for the wind and then the rings. And yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. Then we do have a little logo on the top right that is a Google Drive logo. Then you may be wondering, what's that all about? We are the first with this, and I guess the other guide makers will join into that eventually. But what we have done is that we have invested in a system that allows us to hyperlink the guide, meaning that we are making a link to the specific shot for this guide on that Google Drive logo. So the only thing you have to do is to click on that Google Drive logo, and you will be redirected to the specific shot. So you can, instead of having to search for it or to have to do an extra bunch of clicks, then you can, in that case, click on that, you can see the shot directly, and you save yourself times and frustration by maybe having to look for the shot in a much tougher way. And that is something we have obviously done on the par 4s and the par 5s as well. And here you can see an example of a par 4, and the par 5s looks similar as well when it comes to, again, all the divisions. We do have the main text, we do have everything the same on the left hand side as we do have on the par 3. We do have the spin boxes, that is the same. And then we do have the landing positions on the right side of the screen here. And we have everything for the drive on the top of the page, and everything at the bottom is for the second shot of the page. We used to have everything on the left for the drive and then everything on the right for the second shot. But we, after talking to our players, understood that that was harder to follow once, especially coming to the second shot. Therefore, we separated in this way with a line in the center, so you know once you have taken your drive, you don't have to focus on anything on the top half of the page. And that's very important as well, to save the time for the second shot and limit the amount of data you're going to have to focus on for the one specific shot. When we work with tables, we work with all from a regular yardage table, pinch X table, fringe X table, you know, you name it. Every type of table that could be used to bring you closer to get a drop, because that's what's all about. Even if our only interest is to get the weekend round, not to play for gold, we still need to get a drop or two, and therefore you need all this information. And then we do have a zoom in screenshot, which is for the pin check in this instance. So we're adding a zoom in picture to display what a pin check actually are. And that's something that most people already know. But again, if you're new, and especially it would be nice if you go into the whole pretty stress, you might go, is it fringe check or is it pin check? You see the picture and you see that is a pin check. So now we're gonna take a look at expert. We're gonna move over to expert, and you will notice you're gonna notice a similarity in the guides when it comes to expert. So let's take a look at the power 3. A power 3 for expert, it has the same type of structure as pro. We do have a different color code though, so you know what division we're talking about. Then we do have the main spin, obviously. We do have a spin box. We do have the Google Drive logo on the top right. We also then have a pretty long and extended VPR table, and that's because our shots that we do have in expert are catering to a wind range that is between 4.9 and 8 miles per hour. We are focusing mainly on the wind 4 balls, such as the Centurion and the Kingslayer, together with Kingmaker. As you can see, that 6.5 to 8 miles per hour is the target wind. But we work a lot, and we work a lot to have our shots also being possible to be played with wind 5 balls, because we understand that even if you play in expert, you want to play with some wind 5 balls as well to give yourself a little bit of a better chance of getting a drop, because lower wind obviously is a little bit easier in the long run. But here you can see a typical way of an expert slide. Again, the extended VPR table is definitely what somewhat makes the expert guide be a little bit different than pro. Otherwise the same, because that's important. Like, we have a lot of players that goes from pro to expert and then to master, and therefore we do want to have a format that is the same for all the divisions, so it's not going to be confusing and you have to relearn a bunch of stuff once you get into a higher or a lower division if you want to step down. A power 4, again, similar type of structure here with everything that is set up. You can see something new here on the page, which is a red info box, or like a red box that is below the ball box on the top there. That is a caddy tip box. In those boxes, which is most frequently in expert and especially master, is that we do add some additional information that could be somewhat good to know, and also something that is important to think about. Like in this case, as we're setting up with one type of club, then to do a club swap, then that's important to, in our opinion, to mention one more time so you don't forget about that, because it's crucial for that shot. It could also be that, okay, we're playing with a power 3 ball, but you can actually play this shot with a power 1 ball as well. Stuff like that. And then you have the Google Drive logos as well. Click on it and you get redirected to the specific shot. So let's take a look at Master. Master division is the division has been growing the most in terms of the games, the game's divisions in the game. Oh my god, such a weird Swinglish on that one. And so Master Division has a lot more playing now than what it was before. We cater to clubs that is Apocalypse level 5 plus, and then obviously max rare clubs, and we are obviously using Sniper as a max level club, but most especially the driver. Apocalypse level 5 plus is what we cater towards. So even if you are a player, you might are thinking about, should I go expert tier 3, should I go master, we have the possibility for you to play in master with Apoc 5. But in Master, we play a lot with special balls, and that here is definitely an update that will come during the month of January, which we have created a new free-to-play ball team. We have 2 guys that will specifically work on free-to-play ball shots to add those free-to-play ball shots on shots we already have, but we can't play with free-to-play balls on those specific slides. Like for example, this one. This is a side spin 4 shot, which we do have obviously a rock and roll ball here, which is a side spin 4 win 5. Here we could technically play with a Kingslayer, but that would have had to change the position slightly due to the fact that it would be a different thing into the bunker. And this is a specific slide where the guys then would work to give ourselves a dialed in shot for a win, like a free to play ball play, to give ourselves that to work with as well, or for you guys that are using our guides to not have to play with a win 5 ball or a special ball if you don't have to. Obviously playing with a win 5 ball will always be an advantage over playing with a free to play ball, but we want our players to be able to choose, because some players might just want to enjoy their time, want to get to the weekend round, want to spend as little as possible, and we do want to be able to offer that as well. Otherwise, the structure of the slide is exactly the same, besides for one thing that is actually a big thing here on a par 3 that we work with a lot in Master, and that is wind angle tweaks. And when it comes to wind angle tweaks, you can do many different type of ways. We have the experience of that using slight curl tweaks is the most consistent thing we can use. We're also working on adding or subtracting adjustment, but it all depends on the hole. But in general, adding or subtracting curl is definitely the most consistent way of getting extra drops, because the wind angle is not static. We are going to have wind angle changes when we are playing, and if you try to pay attention to that, you will notice that as well. So we're using that little zoom in screenshot there to basically point with arrows of, okay, if your wind arrow is pointing to straight up, what type of arrow on the picture is it most liked? So for example, let's say that we have the blue arrow on the screenshot, then you see in the box on the bottom right that it calls for 2 clicks of left curl. So then you do everything exactly the same, but once it's time to take your shot, you do 2 clicks of left curl to increase your chances to drop more shots. We have slides as well that has no wind angle tweaks, and that's for those that do not want to work with this. But if you're going to improve your game in Master and be someone to count with when it comes to playing for a top 25 in the tournaments, then wind angle tweaks is something you're gonna have to use. Looking at the par 4 and the par 5 real quickly for Masters 2 is, again, it's the same type of structure as the other divisions. I just want to show you this in action. Here you can see something that we do use if we do have the data for it, and that is to have a backup table. Like for an example, the main goal is to get to a pin check here, but if we do have a longer drive that makes us not have a pin check, we do then have a yardage table as a backup to make us always have a plan to what we shall do if we have a different outcome of the drive than what we did not expect. So here you can see a slide for Master. Again, it looks like a lot of just text everywhere, but trust me, there is an idea with everything, obviously. So let's take a look at the tour guide, because that was the tournament guides. And just add once again, we're updating for all the win changes. We have Telegram chats for all the divisions as well, so you can ask questions every single, you can ask questions during the tournament, so you never should feel that you are alone. Alright, so let's take a look at exclusive tour text guide. This is an example guide, and the information that are shown here are just that. And we're gonna start by looking at the front page of the guide, and you can see clearly what tour it is, you can see what course it is, and then you have clickable links. You can see those here, and this is open in a PDF form to just show you that you can actually click on these and you can get directed. When it comes to the exclusive tour text guide, these are the best shootout guides on the market. These are the guides that has been spent the much time on to give you as much data as possible for every single shootout to increase your win percentage and to then progress to the next tour. We will, during 2022, we will improve the shootout guides by adding hyperlinks to videos with different wind angles to help you even more in your search for getting up to the higher tours. And you can see here we do have a Telegram chat as well. Every tour that we offer tour 7 up to tour 13. We offer a Telegram chat so you can ask questions directly to one of our experts. Then we move down, we do have the general advice page, which is explaining some good to know stuff, what to think about, what wind range, what recommended ball, driver, and wood club. And then also what type of power ball settings we are using here. So even for an example, even if you're using a power 3 ball here, we are suggesting to use power 2 ball settings all the time. Some curl pictures as well, as that's very frequently common in the guide as well. This page is actually awesome in my opinion, and this because it's a clickable one. So you can technically click on the image here. Once it's your turn in the shootout, you click on it and you will go directly to that specific hole. So for an example, let's say we get Parc de Paris hole number 2. I click on that and I jump directly to Parc de Paris hole 2. That saves loads of time instead of having to scroll, especially if you go first. Because going first is definitely the toughest thing to do in shootouts, in tour play. So here you do have a specific slide to just go through that as well. Home button takes you back to the menu slide, easy navigation. So if you press that, you get to this page again, right? We just jump back. This super simple. Landing spot picks nearly always before spin. Simple. So why do we do this? Because that's an important question to ask. The reason we are working to use landing position pictures with landing position spots without adding spin is so you can replicate that with any type of wind direction you have. Because there are so many shootout guides out there that says, oh, start with 4.5 backspin and 2 right spin. Alright, but what to do if you have the opposite wind angle then? Then you might need to start with a different spin, and that's always going to be super difficult to be consistent at if you're not used to it, we'll say. But here you go in and you set up the landing spot without any spins, and then you look at the spin boxes that you can see there in the center. 8 wind specific info boxes give you adjustment, spin, and curl. You can see the adjustment at first, and then we do have the spins, and then we do have the curl if we're gonna have curl. If there's no curl, it says no curl. So yeah, easy. A whole overview and landing spots. You see the same type of overview that we do have on the navigation page. You see a little X there, and that X is to display where we do want the first bounce to be. Key written advice and instructions, easy to follow. Yeah, we do have a little info box here as well, because even if I would be giving you all the information there's also a couple of things there that we would love to address even more, like stuff to point out about. It could be in the higher divisions where we're looking at it. Alright, we're playing with Apocalypse level 6 here, but what to do with Apocalypse level 8, different landing spot, good to know information. And that's definitely something that we are very happy with to have. So this is a thought out layout for tour guides to strengthen your win percentage. And looking back to the feedback that has been for all the divisions, there are so many people that has cleared the tour that they have been struggled with for a long time by following our advice here in the guide. Obviously, when it comes to tour guides, that goes for tournament guides as well. You can't just have a guide and expect that to do it for you. You need to adjust properly, you need to hit perfect, you need to center the ball and have a good pull angle. And you also need to take some notes in between as well, because what if you have in between straight tailwind and a northeast wind? What should you do then? So again, it's still a work you have to do yourself, but you're definitely cutting away loads of time by using any of our guides for tournament or tour play. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Again, you can use the timestamps in the description down below to navigate easier through this video. But make sure to get yourself a package on patreon.com/golf-tommy and try it out. I will come back to you with another video a little bit later in the month with an announcement for our improvements that we will be doing for Pro, Expert and Master, and also our tour guides, and that's going to be very exciting to do. So jump on the train already from start here in January and improve your game together with us. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.